Welcome back, everybody. We're at Parking by Radisson. I've got McKenna and Bet, both of whom run e-commerce sites. And before the break, I was getting to understand a little bit more about your experience in starting it off. And both of you mentioned Magento as a platform that you used. Today, what are some of the options that you would look at? And are you still running your websites off of that, or have you explored others like Shopify? Is that what's popping now for people who are thinking of starting online businesses?
Honestly, we were based on Magento for a year.
Yeah.
It was a very difficult time.
Okay.
Based on, I think it runs through the basics. What Magento does, they don't host for you your website.
Okay.
They don't handle anything. They have two options. They have the enterprise edition where they'll help you, they'll support you, but that starts like at $1,000 a month minimum.
Okay.
Then they have the free community version, which is open to anyone. You can download. Very good when you're starting your store, but not a very good one when you have a lot of traffic.
Okay.
So when you get a lot of visitors, and we had a scenario during the peak holidays, our website would go down.
Oh, it would crash.
Yep.
Okay.
And the problem with these CMSs is that they're so advanced that we let them handle our accounting systems, messaging, order sheets, and everything. So if the website does crash, nothing is going on. So
wow. And for like how long would it crash for?
until the traffic lessens, which is majority of the peak holiday.
Okay.
So
it's a blow to the business.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what are you running off of now?
So we moved to Shopify.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. McKenna, is that you're on Shopify?
We started off with WooCommerce.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Shopify as well.
Interesting. Yeah, it's really completely changing the game for many people and taking away the headache of having to figure things out. And have you had any crashes or issues?
None.
Interesting. All right. So tell me, what else did you need to start the business, to start the online website and get things going? McKenna, were there things or structures that you needed to have in place?
Luckily, when we were starting, M-Pesa was, widespread. So we just got a till number, and then there's PesaPal. So the payment gateway was able to connect to Shopify seamlessly.
Yeah.
And so that allowed someone to come on the site, add to cart what they need, check out, make the payment, and not talk to anybody if they don't want to,
right? Or
reach out if they want to.
Yeah.
So on the technological side, the other things were just, say, add-ons.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to think of
examples.
Accounting systems.
Oh, okay. Did you need to hire people at this point in time, or were you
initially? No, initially.
Okay.
So me and my co-founder.
Yeah.
So we had, at this point, we didn't even have an office. We had the things in our house, and somebody would make an order, and one of us would rush out to deliver it. Yeah.
Interesting. And what about you, Bet? What else did you need to start to get the online business running?
If you're looking at Shopify,
yeah.
We're not very many people who use Shopify. I think we're only 3 or 4 in this country. So.
What?
Yep.
I think it's increasing. But
what?
It's very few.
Interesting. Yeah. And why do you think?
Well, because of the aspects that I would say we were missing at that point in time. Number one, you need a payment gateway, so what happens is that after people have added your website to cart, you need someone who can check out.
Yeah.
Shopify is really advanced in that it's exposed to systems they have abroad.
Yeah.
So even shipping, they don't handle shipping. Like they have things called shipping APIs. So you get a piece of code from DHL, you connect it to your website, and automatically when someone places an order, DHL is alerted, they pick it up, and they deliver. And when DHL is doing that, they're also sending updates to your customers.
Yeah.
So your customers know where the goods
right.
are. You don't get phone calls of, I placed an order, when is it going to come?
Yeah.
How long do you think it'll take? But here we don't have shipping APIs.
Oh.
So we sort of had to have a bit of manual, or let me say, quick fixes to doing things like that. So payment APIs, luckily for us, I think only PesaPal is available on Shopify.
Okay.
So we installed that, but for the shipping, we had to create our own sort of manual thing. Yeah.
Interesting. Staff, did you have to hire quite early on? Or even when it comes to having a warehouse, or where do you keep the merchandise? What were those elements that you had to consider back then, or was it small enough in your case as well that you were just doing it in your house?
When I started, we started when I was in school.
Okay.
So I didn't have technically in my house. I was living with my parents, so my stock would move around. It would probably fit a bag. It was a small green bag. Was it a Tuskys bag with a zip around? So, and if that left, you'd totally sink my company. So,
one bag,
I used to move around. Like I think at that point in time, my mom was based in town, so she was centrally based. So I used to be based at her office, and then when I get a delivery, move around with my bag and deliver. But that was very early on. Fast forward, we had, as our site and our customers expanded, we had to bring in a lot of different people to help us. So sort of like an inventory manager, an accounts team, packaging team, someone, customer service, and quite a bit of delivery teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, deliveries and logistics. Do you offer, can people across the country purchase items off of your website and that you'll be able to deliver? Is that an option for both of you? So how did you work around that? The fact that, even through Shopify, that wasn't an option, DHL and whatnot. So how do you navigate being able to take as many orders as possible, but also deliver them within a reasonable period of time? Yeah.
So actually delivering outside Nairobi sometimes can even be easier than delivering inside Nairobi.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Because the courier services offer that quite well.
Okay.
So like you have Wells Fargo, G4S. We have a customer who's based in Lodwar, who were able to charter the flight.
Yeah.
Sorry, not a chartered flight, a commercial flight.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper to take it to her than it is to deliver to somebody, say, within Nairobi through a rider.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane. Why? How is that cheaper?
Okay, so for starters, customers who are outside Nairobi are not expecting same-day delivery.
Right.
So they're willing to wait for the next day.
Yeah.
But customers in Nairobi are expecting, I order it now, and within the next few hours, it's delivered.
And is that a promise you make to your customers, same-day delivery?
It depends on what time you place the order. So if you place your order in the morning, you'll get it the same day.
Okay.
And if you place your order later in the day, you might get it the following day. And it also depends on the product.
Yeah.
So if you're ordering, say, a bed, then it needs to be made for you. So for the customers who want the same-day delivery, then it's on, like, to order today, I'm in Nairobi and I get it today. The logistics is just less, I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
It's less simple.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's more expensive.
Okay. Interesting. Is like experience.
I think we have a tougher job because of the nature of the goods we have.
Okay.
Our delivery timelines within Nairobi is 2 hours.
Within 2 hours.
Yes.
So does that mean you've had to do you still hire out, or have you had your own delivery men and women?
I think we get some advantages because of how fast our country's systems are changing. When we started, which is around 5 years ago, the whole boda culture and bike riders was just coming into play. There were very few, like they were countable, and their charges were crazy. Like from Strathmore to deliver to town, he'd charge you 500 shilling, and there's nothing you could say about it.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward a few years later, from Strathmore to town, you'll get it at 100 bob.
Yeah.
So once the riders started increasing, we sort of started cutting down, having our own, and outsourced to a lot of guys.
Okay, so it made it easier for you to focus on your core business and outsource the rest. So let's talk about changing customer attitudes. I know that unlike, say, the West, where online shopping, you don't even think about it. In fact, a lot of people say, oh, you can't even get me to go into a store. I just want to click on a button and have things delivered. Things here are a little different, and I think for the most part, a lot of people are still a little trepidatious about venturing into online shopping, especially if you're making a bed and it's like, I don't know, 20,000 shillings, and you're like, will they really deliver? Did you have any frustrations or issues, or how did you navigate that, trying to educate the customer and hopefully change and shift their perceptions of online shopping?
I think for us, because our business is younger than Papink, so there've been a lot of, like Jumia, Masoko, like there's a lot of
e-commerce sites.
Yes,
yeah.
educating people on online shopping. So people are really coming around to it. One of the biggest challenges we face is, or one of the like frequent requests that we get is pay on delivery, which we don't offer.
Yeah.
And
do you think they do that because they aren't sure about it? Is it usually
I think so. I think it's a trust.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So getting to trust because I have bought things online which have not come, like what I expected is not what ended up being brought.
You're telling me let me tell you this one story quick. I bought a pencil case. I wanted to just test and see, will they really deliver? For 300 bob, what I got was a kind of iPad. I was like, this, you're not gonna trick me here. Take this back. But so mine was not, very.
Wait, they delivered like a real iPad?
Yeah, not an iPad. It was a tablet.
Oh, okay.
So not Apple product, but it was a tablet with like a fancy pen. What is it called? Stylus pen. Yeah. And I just was like, you're not going to trick me. No, thank you. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that I've also had those things where what I ordered isn't what comes. Yeah. So how do you end up how do you build trust?
So I think when you have many customers who you've delivered to, who are happy with your services, who come back and give reviews and buy again and tell other people about your services and your product, slowly there's trust that's developed. And so also as your brand grows bigger, then people are more likely to trust a brand that they've heard of and seen somewhere than they are to just trust something that they've not come across before.
Okay. So time and repeat customers and hopefully word of mouth.
And good service.
And good service.
Yeah.
Okay. What's been your experience when it comes to, especially since you've been around for 5 years, so I'm sure you've seen quite a shift in customer perceptions.
Well, I feel that online stores in general get a really rough time when dealing with the customers.
Here in Kenya or worldwide?
Worldwide.
Okay.
But let me speak about our scenario here. Recently, I had a meeting with our customer service guys, and they're all ladies, and they're telling me people have become so rude.
Oh, really?
I can't take it anymore. So that's one of our biggest challenges. So you're talking to your customer service people, and the problem is that once they start losing their morale, they're telling you that they don't anymore. You find scenarios where a customer is ordering a product, they're being very nice and professional, the customer is rude and continuously rude. You don't understand what's happening, but people feel that there's the ability to talk behind the screen rather than face to face, as compared to if I came to a store and you're working there and I'm like, I don't like you, I can't do that because I'll be able to get a reaction. But people are very brave behind the screen. I remember there's once I tried to handle the customer service line. I really like selling to people, and I got 2 customers who were very complicated, and I went home early. So I was supposed to stay. I was supposed to stay at the office until 6 p.m. I left at 3. Then I was just speaking to myself the whole way.
So, but why? Is it that they're frustrated about the service, or what brings out that kind of aggression or frustration in customers?
I don't know. I think it's just a lack of. I feel there's this word we use. There's accountability. You see, and a lot. I think it's gonna be a trend. I think we need to speak about a lot of online stores. Let's look at something like Airbnb. Even let's go to something as basic as Uber. They've given 2 people the right to review. They've given you, the user, you review the driver, but the driver can also review you. That started becoming a big trend because customers also tend to misbehave, and now we feel that for online e-commerce stores, that's probably going to be the next step, creating a sort of a rating system for customers and a review system that's generally used, such that if the customer can go and review you on Google, then the store can as well review the customer in terms of their behavior.
Interesting. Are there people who don't pay? Maybe they'll yell and curse you out. Then maybe other businesses should be aware of that. Interesting. But you're right. Yeah, Uber does rate you. And I remember when I found out, I was like, have I been nice? Do I say thank you? Do I tip? What am I doing? All right, we've got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about social media and how it's affected their e-commerce businesses. We'll be back in a moment.